That's right, folks, on a weekend where we got a shitty spoof movie of 50 Shades of Grey and a movie about one of the most daring rescue missions of all time, I went with Kung Fu Panda 3. Because I'm still a 9-year-old kid at heart, apparently. So Kung Fu Panda 3 is the third installment in the Kung Fu Panda franchise, and the first two Kung Fu Panda movies I thought were really good. I mean, they were funny, they had good stories, they had good action, and Kung Fu. What else do you want? So can Kung Fu Panda 3 officially solidify the Kung Fu Panda franchise as a solid animated trilogy? Well, we're about to find out. So this movie immediately opens up in the spirit realm of this movie's universe. You see Master Oogway, you know, the old tortoise from the first movie, and out of the blue, he gets attacked by this big yak warrior named Kai. And he has been collecting the chi of every warrior he has come across, and that is just making him so much more powerful than apparently he already was. So he and Oogway, they have their fight, and Kai is able to take Oogway's chi, which as a result allows him to get back into the mortal world. And already, right here, the movie had my attention, because not only did we get a really cool fight scene, but right there, they established that Kai is a very strong and very formidable villain that you have no idea how the heroes are going to bring down. The previous two Kung Fu Panda movies had great villains, and it already seemed like they were going to continue that trend in having great villains, which I thought was awesome. So now we get back to China, where Master Shifu tells Po that he is retiring from teaching and is naming Po the new teacher. So now on his first day as a teacher, well, it's almost as bad as it gets. I mean, he's trying to command the Furious Five, you know, teach them different fighting styles, but it's only resulting in them getting injured and having no idea what to do. So naturally, something like that leaves him feeling like he is not cut out to be a teacher of Kung Fu. Master Shifu, however, reminds Po that he was named the Dragon Warrior not just because he can fight, but also because there is great potential in him, and if he can truly discover who he is, then he can be a great teacher. However, Po does get just a little bit sidetracked when he finds out that another panda has come to the village. And this guy is a really old panda, voiced by Bryan Cranston, which I thought was perfect casting. The two of them talk for a little bit, and it takes them an absurdly long time for it to click with them before they realize, oh, holy shit, we're father and son. How have you been? So yeah, they have never met each other before this. Po's dad claims that he was sent here for Po via a message from the universe, and now they have a lot of catching up to do. Which of course does have Po's adopted father, Mr. Peen, feeling at least a little jealous over that. But Po's bonding time with his dad is cut a bit short because now that Kai has returned to the mortal world, his goal is to destroy the village. And he decides to start by sending in the zombie versions of the masters whose chi he's taken in to attack everybody. However, Po, Shifu, the Furious Five, they're able to stop these zombies before they can do any severe damage to anything or anybody, which is good. But it obviously still leaves them all sitting there like, why are a bunch of dead masters back here trying to kill us? Well, maybe the scroll room of everything that is knowledge can tell them the answer. Yeah, obviously it can. And one of these scrolls explains that Oogway and Kai, they used to be brothers in arms together, you know, kicking ass all day, every day together, and it was awesome. And in one of these battles, Oogway got very badly injured, and Kai took him to a village of pandas. And here's where we learn a little bit more about what chi exactly is. It's described as the energy that flows through all living things, and pandas were known at the time for being able to harness chi and used it to cure the wounded. Kai, however, saw this as a way to steal the chi from other warriors so he could become the most powerful warrior in existence. So as a result, he and Oogway just duked it out in this huge battle, which ended in Oogway sending Kai to the spirit world. But now he has returned, and only Po, the Dragon Warrior, has the power to stop him. But he has no idea how to use chi. His dad, however, tells him that he can teach him how to use chi if he comes back with him to the panda village. And Po, knowing that he has to discover who he truly is in order to master chi, feels this is the best way to go about it. So Po, his dad, and his adopted dad, they all make it back to the panda village, and now it's time to find out what it truly means to be a panda. And it basically means sleeping till noon, eating as much as you can, and rolling on your fat stomach to get from point A to point B. So in other words, pandas have the easiest life in existence. Lucky bastards. But what's not so lucky is everyone on the other side of the story, like Shifu and the Furious Five, they still have to put up with Kai, who's only continuing to get stronger. He first steals the chi from Crane and Mantis, and then proceeds to go back to the village and take all of the chi from the remaining masters there except for Tigress. So now Tigress knows she has to get to the Panda Village before Kai does to warn everyone there of what is coming. She does, but Po still has absolutely no idea how to use chi yet. It's at this point Po's dad finally confesses that he has no idea how to use chi either. He just wanted to bring Po back to the village to keep him out of harm's way because he doesn't want to lose him again. This of course just enrages Po, and Po's dad, never being a part of Po's life, has no idea how to deal with his son being mad at him. And here's where Ping tells him that as parents, kids will always at some point get mad at their parents for one reason or another, but the most important thing is doing what is right for their kids. With that, Po's dad talks to Po again, and he tells him that he and every other panda in the village is prepared to help Po fight this, even if they cannot use chi. And here's where it finally clicks with Po on how to be a great teacher. He doesn't need to teach them what they don't know, he needs to help them master what they already know. That is how you make someone the best that they can be. And what I thought was really cool is seeing Po teach them, how to use what they're good at and turn it into a fighting style. Because improvisation is what makes Po the great kung fu master that he is, and he feels if he can spread that to the pandas, it will make them great fighters as well. So now Kai makes it to the panda village, and he just unleashes his entire army of zombies onto it. Luckily, Po's teachings are paying off, and the pandas are actually able to beat the army. Now it's time to cut off the head of the snake. So Po uses his finger hold of awesome technique to send himself and Kai into the spirit realm. They continue their fight here, but Po is still getting his ass kicked. So much so that it now looks like Kai is gonna steal Po's chi. But before he can, the pandas, Tigress, Mr. Ping, they're all able to finally call upon their chi, harness it, and use it to free Po from Kai's control. And through this, Po is now finally able to become a master of chi in realizing who he truly is, and that is the Dragon Warrior. Now he's able to take over the fight, he defeats Kai, and as a result frees all of the masters from him. Oogway now sees that Po has become his true successor, and with that sends him back into the mortal realm to continue to teach everyone the art of chi. So all in all, I thought Kung Fu Panda 3 was a surprisingly good movie. I figured that a movie coming out in January that's also the third installment of a franchise would probably suck. But sometimes life has its bonuses. The characters, old and new, are great, the animation is really good, the movie continued the great streak of having a solid villain. The message is awesome, it had its share of funny moments. The kung fu action that goes down in this movie is really exciting. I do wish, however, that we could have seen a bit more of the Furious Five in this movie because I really like those characters. I also would have liked to have seen more battles involving the use of chi because the ones that did involve them I thought were really cool. But in the end, this is still a solid movie that officially solidifies the Kung Fu Panda trilogy as one of those rare great trilogies we have in the world. So that's all I gotta say, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you all next time.